Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now you might be looking at this table and thinking, what on earth is going on here? What are we going to be doing today? Well, you would have noticed that in the upheaval that has been our life for the past 8 months or more, year, we haven't been doing a great deal, haven't been showing too much actually, of the breeding of our spiders. And as you can see around the room, you know, when we've done different bits and pieces, everything is on top. We're very, very limited for space. This will all be changing very soon because we are looking at the beginning of August, and we are hoping our builder, we've been in contact with our builder, and we should be starting proceedings outside beginning of August, which is something I'm really looking forward to. We're going to do the build ourselves, try and get the cost down because it's very expensive, and yeah, once we get out there we can really hit back into the breeding, because as you know, breeding in the Beastie Room is one of the things that we really like to do the most of. This is what it's all about. We want to breed our spiders. Now that got me thinking, and I thought to myself, we got this whole thing in the back going on here. Many of these spiders in here are mature males or subadult males, which we are growing on, getting ready for our females. And I thought we really haven't covered many of them. So I thought, how about today we are going to have a look at some of these males, because I've got to be honest, we always everyone goes on about the female spiders, you know, but some of these males are exquisite. They really are a sight to behold on their own. One of the downsides to actually trying to show you these males is most of them are incredibly skittish, which means they don't sit still very long, which means it's going to be an absolute experience to try and get this on film. So this is what we're going to do. We've got our piece of bark here, and I'm hoping that we can have a little look at our spider in the box, and then we can hopefully get him out on the bit of bark and we get some nice close-ups and we have a little look and a little chat about him. And we got our catch cup ready just in case. We've also got our tarantula room catch cup here as well, because this goes up against the thing. We can run it along the side. Very useful in this situation. I've got a feeling we're going to need it. So we'll keep that handy as well. And we're going to clear away everything else that we don't need. We are probably going to need a little bit of space. So as you can see, we've got a number of different spiders here. And I think it's about time we cracked on and started having a look at a couple, don't you? Yeah? Wish us luck. Right then, we are going to start with a real common spider, but a fabulously looking colourful spider, and it's a blue spider. Everyone loves a blue spider, and that is the Monocentrophus balfouri. Now, these as males are renowned for being a little on the skittish side. They don't generally hang around. And hopefully you can pick up the blues on that. Very pretty. Now this is a mature male, and what we're going to do, we're going to get him to come out onto this bit of bark, all being well, so we can have a proper look at him. You see how quick he moves? We're using the full length of the brush now because we don't want him coming back up here. We want him to go onto the bark. So we're just going to touch him very gently. And what we're hoping for is that he will make the move himself, just like that. So we're just going to, there he goes. Now look at that. Whoa. We didn't actually.
He looks really pretty.
Well, we'll keep him there then. Now you can see that beautiful blue. Can you see the emboli on the end of his pedipalps? Well, see how quick? You don't want to hang about.
Try and get his emboli.
They're probably difficult with the way he is now. So we're gonna. Whoa.
Where's he gone? I can't keep up.
Yeah, he's very fast.
If I come back, we'll see him moving about a bit.
What we're going to do, we're going to try and get him to come back to the bit of wood. Nice and gently does it. You can see he's such a gorgeous looking spider. See how he's laying flat to the floor? He's ready to do the off. Now this boy is going to, there he goes. Oh, I was rather hoping he'd,
where is he?
he's underneath.
Oh yeah.
Going to try and get him to come back. Be nice if he went up onto the bit of wood and I was a little bit quicker. Right, hold on. There you go. You can see that lovely colouring. Now you can see there as well with his abdomen, he's in very, very good condition. These guys actually do feed generally all the way through. There he is.
I'll try.
Well, I misjudged where my thing was there.
You're not worried about him biting you, obviously.
No, we can see here we're getting no defensive stuff from our spider. He's actually really, really well behaved at the moment. And this is a lot of this is because we're allowing him to move at his own pace. We're not pushing him along. All we're trying to achieve in today's video is a really nice close-up look at some of these spiders. We don't want to stress them out too much. And as you can see, he's not stressed out. We're not seeing any aggression, any defensive positioning from him. You know, he's just moving nice and steady. He is a very, very pretty spider. Getting him back in the box is going to be another issue entirely.
I want to see his boxing gloves.
Right, if you go down flat to the floor, you might just see them.
You need a light.
I think you're probably too close. You need to be nice and low. You see them colouring, look at that. Right, we don't want him going off the edge of the desk.
Oh, I can see him.
Yep, now you can see them. You see the emboli now.
Ah, sorry, mate.
Right. So what we're going to do, he's pretty much shown us plenty. Moving back out this way. Now just remember, when you're dealing with your spiders, you need to just be aware. We really didn't want him going up there.
Mm-hmm.
We want him to come out across the desk. This is what we want. That's better. Bless you.
Thank you.
As you notice there, as soon as it went on top of him, he actually went to sort of flee. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get him to come up. There we go. There we go. Back in his box. You notice how he's straight at home, he hunkers down in the corner. Right, that is our Monocentrophus balfouri, or one of them. We have a number of these males, as we have a few females to actually that need to be dealt with. So there we have a few, and it keeps us going. Now then, we can try something else now, a little bit quicker. Let's go for, now these are all spiders now that have like reputations for being very defensive and can be a little bit of a handful. Now this one here is the Chilobrachys fimbriatus, or the Indian violet earth tiger. That was a bit of a mix-up of words, wasn't it?
It's not violent.
I'm having second thoughts now as whether I want to open the lid.
Subconscious, something's telling you that.
Yeah. So this is the Indian violet. Now these guys are quick. And they can be very, very skittish. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the lid off, and you can see just how lovely this spider is. Now you'll notice this spider is very similar build to the Balfouri that we've just had. And this is because the males, generally speaking, are very lightly built. And this is because they are built for speed. They are built to be able to tear off and escape. And once he matures, it probably took anywhere up to about 4 or 5 years for these guys to mature in the wild. In the captive situation, we can have a Fimbriatus mature within 2 years, and he will be ready to go. And this is purely down because in captivity, everything is on tap. It's very, very easy for them.
Let's get him out.
Let's get him out. Right. So what we're going to do, we are going to try and get him to go on the log. As we said, they can be very, very skittish, so we have to be a little bit careful. We just see how he responds. There you go, we've made contact. Yeah, he's nice and slow to unfurl, so that's good. What we want him to do now is walk up the side of the tank, up the enclosure there. We're just slowly lifting him. Once his feet make contact with that bark, hopefully, there you go, he's let go of the water bowl. We can move our box away at the same time that we're moving him. I'm going to get underneath that leg now. There we go. I'm going to walk on his own. Look at that. Now we can see him in all his glory. Now, you may be able to see the boxing gloves on the end of the emboli there now. They really are quite a size. Will it help if I move this a little bit? So you can come around this side of him.
Yeah. We
can get a real good look at him. Now, even when they're on the log like this, we need to be careful how we move it around. Try not to shake it about too much, because you see now, look, he's hunkering down a little bit. He can feel the vibration. Remember, these guys, when it comes to this point in their life, their sensory overload must be absolutely tremendous. He is literally listening for them females. He's searching them out, and he's looking for any sign that there might be one there. You've got this beautiful striping on the abdomen. You'll notice on the females they are much stronger coloured. He's got a lovely gold carapace. What we're going to do now is we're going to touch him very gently on the bum, and we'll see if he can open up just a little bit. So we'll move that leg. There you go. This is what we want. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now then, if we come round here, we can see the emboli really clearly. So we can get a look at that, hopefully. We'll get a little bit of light on it. There you go. See the emboli sticking out there now? You can see them shining. There we go. Look at that. And you can see there, that's almost looks like a falcon's talon.
Move your light a little bit. So
there we go. Almost looks, there, he's picked it up. It almost looks like a falcon's talon. Very nice.
Is that actually a shot? Is that hair, Dave? Like
no, that's a solid thing.
So it's like a hook.
Yep. And when these guys are pairing with the females, this is what he inserts into her epigastric furrow. She has a pocket within that furrow which he inseminates.
No wonder she gets the ump.
Yeah, some of them can be quite violent with how they do it. Others are very gentle. Isn't he just a picture? You know, as a male, he's a stunning individual, and it's so nice just to see them, because we don't always get to see these males in all their glory. He really is a very pretty spider.
You see the hooks on their legs as well.
Yeah. Now with him, he doesn't have the hooks.
Okay.
So we can see on some of the other spiders that do have hooks, these guys don't. You would see them very, very clearly. If they were there, they would be here. But he doesn't possess them.
Do we know why some do and some don't?
It's more about the way in which they pair. Some of them use the hooks to actually hold the females. Some of them hold them across the fangs. Some of them hold them on the front legs. These guys, generally speaking, are always fidgeting around, and they just push the female back, and then when they inseminate, they quite often inseminate and run. They don't want to get caught up. So he's an absolutely lovely individual. Now this particular one is ready for one of our females. So what we're going to do now, we're going to try and get him back in the box, and we are going to try and walk him back in using the lid. So we're going to use the lid to come across, just touching his leg. What we want him to do is just back up very, very. See him looking at with his back leg, he was looking for where he was going to go. There we go. We're going to move him down very, very gently. There we go. We can tilt the box, and he's back in. And he's in. There you are.
Lovely.
Back in the box, very well behaved.
Not like the Balfour.
No, the Balfour was a little bit more adventurous. Now, interestingly enough, we can see from that example, these are a very, very defensive spider, very skittish spider, and yet that one behaved very well. This is what we like to see. So what we're trying to do when we're moving our spiders is, you notice there that we're handling them very, very gently, and we're reading the signs. We're letting that spider tell us how it feels. Does it feel frightened? Does it feel skittish? You know, we're looking for them signs. Now here we have Histocratis laticeps. Now our female is absolutely beautiful, and the females are very, very similar. Let me move this one over to the thing, because if he does want to walk out on his own, well, be careful with these guys. They are a baboon, and again, they're renowned for being quite defensive, quick to bite as well. So we have to be aware of that. Now, our female is exactly the same as this, except she is very, very light in colour. He is quite dark, but a very, very pretty spider. Now, as we can see there, he's moving. Whoa, look at that. You see that? He had a little tiny bite there. He's actually ready to be fed. That was not an aggressive posture.
He's hungry.
That was just a, right, fancy a bite to eat. Now you can see there, as soon as he tested the paintbrush, how he let it go. No problem at all. You can see his emboli as well. They show up really well.
We can't yet.
He's gone away. What we'll do, we will try and get him over to the log. He might not want to play ball. He's a little bit more skittish than the other two we've just seen. And it might be a case of once he gets up onto the log and he's on foreign ground, he might just not want to sit still. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tip the box towards me, and we're going to see if we can't get him to come out on the log so we can see him in all his glory. See how he's checking out the paintbrush. I don't want him checking out my finger.
Should we feed him instead? Will we be able to see his embolians?
We can try and feed him, actually. We'll give him a go, as he's quite keen. Let me get a bit of food for him. Let's have a nice male roach. We'll just see.
So you can see, like, he's
You can see them now?
not the emboli, but he's like, they do look chunky like gloves.
Yeah. with these baboon spiders, they often look very, very big. Right, we'll drop our roach in over here. You might want to come back a little bit.
I'm good.
We'll see whether he's hungry. He tested our paintbrush. I'm pretty sure he will feed. Our roach is having a sneaky drink. Now these are a fossorial spider, so they like to sort of burrow down, but once they're happy, our female spends the vast majority of her time sat up on top, and she is in fact right next to us, so we can have a little look at her as well. We'll see if this one feeds first. While you're keeping an eye on him, I will pick her up and we can have a little look at her. There we go.
Can you give the roach a little tickle?
I think our spider might tickle him himself. Ooh, as soon as he touches him.
Oh my goodness.
Be ready then. There you go, he's got him. Now we thought he was playing on the hungry side.
Oh my goodness.
Now as you can see there, we've given him a male dubia roach. And the reason we gave him the male is because the winged males generally are a little bit more active. So they don't burrow down and disappear.
You can see his emboli now.
You can see them clearly. You see he has rather big bulbous ends to his pedipalps, which is very different to when we saw with the Fimbriatus that we looked at a minute ago, the Indian violet. He was very, very fine. These guys have big bulbous emboli, huge things in comparison. Now he's going to enjoy that meal, so we're not going to bother trying to get him out. We'll leave him there and he can enjoy that meal. He has got some work to do. Now when we saw our Fimbriatus, that came from Jeremy over at Jeremy's World, and we thank him for this one, the Fimbriatus male, because he has two females. This Laticeps here, this came from Andy over at So Many Legs. Again, another really good supplier, always has good quality spiders, and we quite often get a number of our males from Andy. He puts them up and then we can normally secure them. He has a lot of different things. Now if we look over here, this is the female Laticeps. Now she is freshly molted and look at her, absolutely beautiful.
Can you bring him so we get a little bit of contrast? Obviously the colours are different, but
absolutely beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the contrast there. We don't want him climbing out. I don't really want him to meet her just yet. But yeah, look at the difference in the colouring. Again, she is a very, very pretty spider. That's our female Laticeps. Now as you can see, she burrows down in here, and although they are a fossorial spider, she spends a lot of time sitting outside just like this. Very confident spider. She hasn't always been like that. She used to be very secretive, and then we changed a few things in the way we keep her, and she now sits out happy all the time. Look at him. He's standing really tall now, and this is so that the roach can't gain purchase on the floor and drag him around. So the venom will take a hold of that roach and subdue him in no time at all. Very pretty little male. We're looking forward to pairing him. I think that will be a really, really good job. We don't see many of the Laticeps in the hobby, so it will be nice to actually try and do something with them. Right, so we'll pop You seen enough of him?
Yeah, I was just trying to get his emboli. There you go. Cool.
Got them. So what we're going to do now, we're going to just put our lid on. Make sure we've got no toes. There we go. Remember, just do everything nice and gently. You know, we want to close our boxes gently. Try not to upset them. Right, so we've seen a couple of terrestrial ones. Why don't we now have a look at an arboreal one? Let's go for something nice and easy. Right, my nerves are starting to go. Right, let's have a little look at this. This is an avic male. Now these have got to be one of the sweetest little things going, and we can get him to come out. There we go. Now you notice how they do this little jumping and skitting around. This is something they actually do in courtship as well.
Move these boxes, please.
Right. So there you go. He's been very photogenic there, isn't he? Look at him. Looking really, really pretty.
We need a little bit of light.
And you can see there that he's still got the pink toes. There you go, there's that. Now, as is often with the case with the black spiders, the camera struggles a little bit to pick them up. Now, as you can see there, this guy here, if you know your female avics, they tend to be, the adults are quite a big, heavy spider. They really do put on a bit of size when they're full grown. And as you can see there, our male is quite diminutive in stature. Again, very, very spindly legs. He's built for that speed. He wants to be able to tear off. This was a male that we picked up off the show, off a young lady, and I've forgotten her name. Can't remember her name. And we often get this at the shows. People will come up and they often bring their males with them, and they just want to see whether, you know, we're interested in, whether we need them. And many of our males come from our subscribers, where they've reared them on as slings and then they've molted out into a male, and they've got no use for them. Well, we've always got a use for them, so they really are very much appreciated. Look at him, how he walks around. You see, he's testing the area all the time, flexing his fangs. He's cleaning his emboli as he goes. You see that? He's actually cleaning his emboli as he goes. So he's left his box, and he's like, the last time I left my box, I bumped into this luscious young thing in this lovely enclosure. So he's getting himself ready. He's preparing himself. Look at that. You see him cleaning them now? Isn't that marvellous? If you come from the side, you can probably actually see the emboli being cleaned. Now this is something we often see with our males when we allow them out of the box and we put them into the female's territory. They literally start to clean up and get ready. So he would have loaded his emboli some time ago. He would have built his sperm web, and he would have loaded the emboli, and they're good for that for a good couple of months. You see how he jumped back then? That was almost instantaneous. Their reaction is very, very fast. Very, very fast. Look at that, he's having a good old clean look. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Right. It's so cool to see them doing. Look at that. Here he goes. He's going to clean it up. You can see those tiny little fangs. Now, we often see about people saying about the avic being very, very docile. Do be aware, these males are very skittish and they will bite. Look at those fangs. They are huge. They're very, very thin, but they're very long. And that will go through your finger like butter. So do be careful with them when you're moving them around for breeding purposes. The males, generally speaking, are very skittish and very sort of defensive at the same time because their life depends on it. Right, let's see if we can get him back in the box. Getting them back in the box is
He's going to be ever so sad.
just as much fun as trying to get them out sometimes. What we're going to do, we're going to just see how, watch him react. That's it. Find the lid. Right. Okay. See how he's just had a little tiny fit there. What we can do now is we can bring him over here. And we'll try. He don't want to go back in the box.
He's like, I haven't seen my lady friend yet.
Right.
Ready.
Calm yourself, little fella. There you go. Now the other thing that we see with these as well is they are quite capable of jumping. So we have to be a little bit careful of that and all, because we don't want him jumping. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to take the whole thing off. And we're going to let him come in this way. So we're going to use the lid again, hopefully. What on earth are you playing at? There we go. There you go, he's settled down now. As soon as he gets back onto his own thing, he settles down. Right. Isn't it always the way? Sometimes the one thing that you expect to be very, very docile and quiet is the one thing that has a bit of a meltdown. Right, so that's that one. What should we try now? We'll have a look at, there's a spider that is really, really quite something else, and actually looks very similar to the female. So the males stay the same. Quite often the males end up looking very different to the females. Now, this is an ockety, and this is a mature male. Yeah. Now these are quite happy to kick hares. As you can see there, look at the bum on that. I mean, that is just like bright red. And he is a very, very leggy spider. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and get him to come out onto the log. He is a little skittish, this one. See how he's pushing his front down into the floor, sticking his bum in the air. This is a defensive posture for this particular species. We quite often do this. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go under the leg. And we're going to go under because what we want to do is move him forward and move him up at the same time. There you go, find the log. We can take our box away. And there he is. How about that? Look at that, look at them long legs. Look at that. Now you see how he's like settled himself into a little crevice there. Makes him feel comfortable. There we go. Now you can see there the length of these front legs. This is mainly part by design. This is the legs that he will hold the female up with, and he will manage to push her back. So these are very, very long, much longer than any of the other legs on him. You can see the red colour in here. This is such a, you can't explain this red. It's almost like a plum colour. It's absolutely exquisite. And you can see there's green hues in his legs. These guys almost look exactly the same as the females. There's very, very little difference in them. What gives them away are them emboli. And you can also see the hooks. If we come down and get level with here, we can see the hooks there. Yeah. See them? So this guy has hooks. So this is the first male that we've seen so far that has the hooks. I don't know if you can see his emboli, but you can see like the club ends to his pedipalps. Here he goes. Yeah, you can see it now. Look at that emboli now. And you can see how it folds up into the end of the emboli. And then what they do when they're ready to pair, they actually flick that out and then they use it as a proper appendage. And you'll see in many of our breeding videos, you can see how maneuverable that actually is. Now this spider was kindly given to us by Dasmos when we were at the BTS show last week. We have a female here that we'd already paired, but she'd unfortunately molted out. So we're going to pair her again using this male, and hopefully we get something good come from it. What a very leggy individual he is. He's in really good condition. He has fed already, so all being well, he will carry on. Now, one of the things that we often get asked about, and we often see comments, is the males aren't feeding. Now, generally speaking, all of our males feed. It's not very often we have one that will refuse food. If they do refuse food, it's 9 times out of 10 it's because they're getting on a little bit and they're getting near the end of their time, and they start to go off their food then, which is like a natural course of events. It's what they would do naturally. Right, so now we're going to try and get it back in the box. So they've been very, very good at the moment. What we're going to do, we're going to tip this over. We're going to go underneath this one because we want to lift his leg up. We're going to lift that leg up there. There you go. See if when it unhooks, and we're going to try and get him to move. Once we get him on the go, here we go. Go on, little fella. He's like Rodney out of Only Fools and Horses. He's all legs.
Yeah.
There you go. He's back in. Oh, beautiful colouring. They really are cool. Now, hopefully, we can try and catch these guys. When we pair them, we will try and get them on film, because I think they are stunning. He is actually quite a bit bigger than our female, so that will be an interesting little pairing video to do. Now, quite often with spiders like that, we actually just cohabit them off overnight and we see how they go, because it's just often easier. Now then, let's have a, this is one here. This is another one that we've done. You would have seen recently we've done our P. Victoria females. We had them 2 large females. We still have them. We paired both of them, and both of them have molted out. Literally within a couple of weeks of each other, they molted out. So unfortunately, them pairings will obviously be no good. Now, when we were going through our stock, that is our beastie room spiders, stuff that stays with us, we noticed that we had a Victoria that had just molted out, and this is our fresh male. So we will have a little look at him. Now, these guys are generally quite flighty, so we'll see how this goes. He might not want to play ball, but he's such a pretty spider, I really feel that we need to have a look at him. And here he comes. He is coming out like a bull in a china shop. We'll see if we can't get him just on the bit of wood. Isn't he just exquisite? He is absolutely beautiful. You can see he's really, really fresh. You can clearly see the hooks on his legs. See them there? Really, really clearly.
Can you point me, Dave?
He's literally just there. We need to come down and get the angle. That's it. See them?
No. Yes, I've got it. Oh.
Well.
Hello.
There you see how quick he moves. It's very, very fast. What we can do, we're going to pick this straight up off the desk because we don't want him running across the desk. So we're just going to turn it over and we can have another look. Now this guy is very, very shy. And you can see there that although he's black, he's actually got a really cool green hue to his carapace. Try and get a bit of light on him. See that green? Stunning. Now he looks very similar to the Avic male, but he's much leggier. Got very long legs. And he's a lot more skittish than our Avic male as well. You can see he's very, very pretty. Got legs like pipe cleaners. Now this guy is absolutely fresh and he's only just recently made a sperm web. So when your male matures, you need to wait for him to make a sperm web. And we've covered that in an old video where we showed different males making their sperm webs and how they load the emboli up and what have you, how they get it done. It's very important. Without that sperm web, your male is no good. So he needs to make his sperm web, he needs to load them in emboli, and then he's ready for work. And then what we do, we were asked many times actually, when we cohabit our spiders for breeding, how do we know that they've bred overnight? Well, the way we do that is obviously we can't tell whether they've done anything or not, because normally in the morning we'll see them in opposite corners of the net, or they'll both be back in their representative enclosures. So we never have a clue as to what's gone on. So what we do is we watch our male, and if he makes a sperm wedge, which if he's mated, he will normally do within 24 hours. If he makes that sperm web, we know he was successful. He's had a go. If he doesn't make a sperm web, we can be pretty sure he never got the opportunity. So then in which case we try him again. If he's made a sperm web, we give him a couple of days. Quite often we'll give him a feed. We'll feed her again, and then we'll pop him in again for a second time. We always try and give our males 2 opportunities to do the deed. That still doesn't guarantee that we're going to get a successful pairing, but it's just a chance. It's another hope. Right, what we can do actually is show you this, because here is his old molt, and if you look at this, you'll see, I can try and open that up very, very gently. You'll see the difference in the colour. He's very much, they got the name the half and half spider. And you can see how they've got the dark front legs and the pale brown, reddy brown back legs. This is what he looked like as an immature, as a subadult male. And when you look at that and compare him now, as we can see, if I can get that like that, look at that. 2 very different looking spiders. The skin, the molt, looks very much like a female. Look how different he is. He is jet black all over now. So you can see how they change. Fabulous. Right. Let's see if we can get this high-speed gentleman back in his box. Things with these guys is it's difficult to actually maneuver them because they tend to act very, very fast. So what we're going to do, we're going to tip this over like so. We're hoping he's going to think that he can run underneath and he'll just run into the box. Nice and gently. There you go. Moving back into his box. Look at that. Perfect. One very well behaved Samopaeus victori. So that's another one. That's going to be a really cool little project going forward. We really want to breed these guys. They'll be really nice. Right. What else would you like to see? We can have a
really pretty big one.
You want a really pretty big one? Right, we have got one very, very pretty spider here. And this is a very skittish one. And this is one that is so different when it's a mature male compared to when it was in its subadult stage. And this is, and I can never say this word, it's an absolute, it's the Malaysian earth tiger, but it is Shawedi, oh I can't, yeah, Shawadi Wadi, yeah, Shawadeti, I can never say it. It's the Malaysian earth tiger. Look it up, you'll see what I mean. Now this is an absolutely beautiful spider, and to be fair, this is the spider that inspired us to make this video, because he is so gorgeous, it's beyond words. Now I'm hoping that we can get him out without losing him, because he has only just matured. He has made a sperm web, and he is just phenomenal. And here he comes. Or maybe not. He's very, very shy. He's quite light sensitive, so he's not keen on being out in the daylight. If we can just get him on the log. Come on, this is your chance to shine, my friend. He's like, I do not want to come out. He is such a pretty spider. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to take that out of the way. I'm going to move that out of the way. We will actually rehouse this guy. He's grown up in here. Here's his molt. What's left of it. Pretty much destroyed his molt. Whoa! Well, steady, steady, steady. Calm yourself, little fella. Right, what we'll do now, just get that back in there. Don't need that. Where is he?
There in the corner by the back.
Alright, okay. What we're going to do now is we are going to run him to the end. So we're going to put our box at the end here like this. And he when he runs out, we're going to drop the box. Hopefully. You notice how he's looking for the dark? That is his thing. He's like, I do not want to leave here. Can you see that? I was trying to get him to come up onto the wood. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right. Let's try this again. You notice he's not stressed out as such. He's pretty good. We're not seeing any aggression from him. He just wants to hide away. Now, we want to see him because he is just the most beautiful thing. Might just sit in the box. Look at the green.
Can you tilt it? No, the other way, Dave.
You see that green?
Keep still.
Such a very, very pretty spider. Now the females of these are more browns, and hopefully we will try and get a bit of pairing footage of these guys, because
Can you get him on the wood, please?
we can try, but yeah, it's not exactly easy.
It's just when they're crunched up like that, and he's beautiful.
We're going to try and... What I'm going to do... I want him to find his feet. There we go. We're just going to let him settle for a minute and See if we can't get a couple of shots of him, because he is just too gorgeous to ignore. Right, now as you can see there, these are an arboreal, well, semi-arboreal, semi-fossorial. They seem to live in both states. We found with our females that they actually dig down, and then what they do is they build up web turrets coming up the back of the cork, and we see them sitting out the top. Now they've all set up home in the bottoms of their tanks, so I do think they're more of a fossorial spider. Although we
pulsing slightly.
We do see them. Yes, you can see this moving here. And this is because at the moment he's poised to go. He's not 100% sure of where he is. And he don't really know what to do. But he is such, here you go, he's settling down a little bit. What we do is I'll turn him around. Now we have to be careful with a spider like this, because every little movement he will read in a different way. There we go. Can you see that?
We need some light, please.
I've only got 2 hands, my love. There we go. How's that?
Yeah, shows them lovely yellow rings up.
Bearing in mind, he doesn't really like the light. He sort of, he's very light sensitive. But as you can see, he's got them really long legs. You can see the toes on him where you got the hooks, so he can literally cling on to just about anything. That green colouring is just phenomenal. We can clearly see the emboli down here as well, or I can.
I can't.
No. What we'll do is we'll move him around again a little bit. So hopefully, we'll try and do this without upsetting him, because I don't want to be wearing him either. And he moves so fast, I could quite easily end up with him on the end of my finger. There we go. Can you see those emboli now? You should be able to see them.
To get in on them. Really red.
Yeah. He is super fresh. He's ready to go. And we have high hopes.
I think that's it.
Yeah?
Bring the light down for me. That's it.
Look at that. Now, it's not until you actually see them like this that you get to appreciate all the different colours that are within the spider. They are absolutely beautiful.
These little toes. Moving the light.
Very nice.
Oh, sorry. Went too far. Right.
Right then, let's see if we can get him back in his box.
Mm-hmm.
That should be a fun thing, because his box is quite small. Now we do actually want to rehouse him, but we'll do that at a later date. If we'd thought about it, we could have made a box up ready so that we could have put him in it now. But we didn't really think about it. Right, let's do that. And then what we do now is we're going to literally offer this up here, like so. Now these guys will try and find the slightest little tiny thing to disappear into. So we're hoping we're going to use the length of the brush to come across him like this. Touch him very gently. There you go. So what we're doing there is we're literally using, there you go mate, there you go. Now you can calm down. We're literally using the fact that he wants to disappear to our own advantage. Make sure we can get the lid on. We don't want to lose him before we've got a chance to use him. Right, that was a really nice spider. Very, very pretty spider. Now then, we'll try another arboreal now. And this is the P Metallica. This is a firm favourite. Now if you come over here, probably look at it this way, we look inside this box. This is a sperm web here. And you can see where he's joined it from the bark at the back of the enclosure to the front of the enclosure. And he's actually laid his sperm on there and then he's collected it up. Very, very cool. And you'll notice how the actual sperm web is very different to other webs, how they're made. So you start to recognize these different things. Yeah, you can see that. Right then. So what we're going to do now, we are going to open this up. This again is a very, very fresh one. That sperm web has already been used. He's made use of that, so it doesn't matter if we destroy that. It's not going to make any difference. So what we can do is we can pull that and clean it up, get rid of it, and then when we pair this spider and he goes back in his box, we will be looking for a brand new sperm web. So the minute he makes that, it will be very obvious. If we left the old one in there, we wouldn't see it. It'd be harder. So we're making life easy for ourselves. Right, this is the P Metallica. So what we're going to do, he's checking out the paintbrush. There you go. Steady. Take your time. Take your time. You don't like the light much either. Right, let's get that ready. Let's see if we can't find him. Here he is over here. What we want. There he is. Look at that for colour.
They won't hear the pitter pattering of the feet.
Right, let's get him back. Right. As you can see there, they can move around pretty quick. But once we get them settled, they're not too bad. Nice and gently. There we go. Now then, we'll just leave him there for a moment. As you can see, this is a very, very fresh male. Looking absolutely beautiful. There you go, he's relaxing a little bit now. Now you'll also notice here, these don't have the hooks either. You can't see any hooks on these legs. In terms of colouring, the males are very similar to the females. They still maintain this blue colouring. Now this guy is actually got a very unique blue colouring. Got an almost purpley sort of colour. What we're doing now is we're lifting the cork off of the table. And this is so he can't disappear like he did a minute ago. Now again, you do have to be very, very careful with these males. The Metallica is well known for its potent venom. So we don't want to get a little nip off of this guy. And as we've seen, they are quite nervous little spiders.
Stop. Stop, little one. Stay. Don't move, David. Oh, for goodness sake.
And what he's doing, he's looking for the darkness. He wants to go over to the dark side. There we go. Isn't that a beautiful spider?
Need the light, but we're not going to get it with you.
Now with these guys, we tend to cohabit these. We do that overnight. Can't see him, so I don't know where to put my hand. Yeah, we cohabit these
they don't move
overnight, and then we retrieve them in the morning. Now, generally speaking, the males normally are very successful, and our females don't generally kill the males. You got him?
Yeah.
So they're quite a good spider in that respect. But what we do is we put them in the butterfly nets, and then this gives the males plenty of room to escape, do what he's got to do and get away. If these are paired in a very small enclosure, the males very rarely, they don't settle down. They do like to have a bit of room. Here he comes. You can see why they're so popular. The yellow bands underneath the legs, absolutely beautiful. They've got a savage turn of speed, very, very quick when they want to be. I'm having to try and keep my eye on him because when he's underneath, I can't see what he's doing. Very, very pretty. Right. I think getting him back in his box is going to be entertaining.
Yes, please.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that there. Where is he? I can't see him.
Right, wait, that's it.
We're going to offer that up there like that. Oh, look at that, he's sat still now. No.
The other one was like that, wasn't it? It's like the gap's a little.
What you can do, you just have to take your time.
I don't like it.
No, it's because I jolted it. Right, okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to go to plan B. Right. So what we've done there is we've allowed him to move onto the table because the table's flat and we can get our box up. And we can pick him up like so. And then, hopefully, we can get him. Notice how in the box he calms down. Look at that. He's gone straight into I'm hiding. And he settles down straight away. They do this whenever they go in the cricket box. It really is quite a sort of strange thing. So what we're going to do now, we're going to offer him up to here. We're going to cover off the axis. And then we're going to tickle him down. You see how he goes in? Look at that. Much, much better. And then we can just close the top up. And there you go. 1p Metallica. Now, considering that he was a little bit skittish, he was moving around, but he wasn't aggressive. We didn't see any aggression. Now then, have we got time for another one?
The battery's gone real low. I think it's where we go in and out a lot.
Right. Let's have a look at this because this is A very, very cool spider. This is the Cuprianus saley, and this is a mature male. Now these are lightning fast, very, very quick. The tiger wandering spider. This really is a phenomenal beast of a spider. Now this is a mature male. We're going to get him out on his lid. Look at that.
You stay still. Can you tilt it back?
That way?
Yeah.
Look at that. Now he has got a leg span the size of my hand. These guys are very, very quick, but also incredibly fascinating to watch.
Do they have the red underneath like the females?
No, I can turn him around and I want you to look at his spinnerets, because he knows he's outside the box and his spinnerets are going 10 to the dozen. Let me just put that on there. He's settling down again now. Yeah, they're not doing anything now. They've settled down. But what he does is when he's thinking, he's moving, his spinnerets go really quick.
They're tiny.
Yeah, they are. They're very, very small.
Because it's through here, can't we?
All right. Now we can try and get him on the log.
Oh, if this goes wrong, I'm not sure we've got the battery to go through it. That's hilarious.
Look at that.
That's perfect.
Isn't that just an absolutely formidable looking spider? Now again, we often see stories about how frightening these things are, how super quick they are. We know they move very fast. But if we're gentle, we're not giving him a reason to feel afraid. And this is half of the trick. And this is one of the things that brings us near to the end of this video, is that when we do our pairings, we have a very, very high success rate on our males. Last year we were up at 97% success with our males, which means 97% of our males survived to pair again. And as you've seen here, we've moved a number of different species of spiders, from the very, very docile spiders like the avic to things like this. And then we've had some defensive spiders, the fimbriatus. We also had the metallica, another one that's renowned for being, you know, having that little bit of spice in them. And not once have we seen a defensive posture from any of our spiders. The only thing that could be mistaken for one was our laticeps, and that actually thought there was food on its way. Once it had its food, you know, and it realized that the paintbrush wasn't food, we didn't see any defensive posture from him at all. So what we're showing here is all these spiders, if we treat them in a very calm and gentle way, they are really, really good and nothing to be afraid of. Look at him. Now this guy is what many would consider the stuff of nightmares.
Oh.
And yet look at him. He is being so well behaved. Now we've done videos of these in the past. Go check them out. You'll see us where we walk our female around the enclosure. No aggression, no speed, very, very calm and gentle. Now this guy has been paired with a female. We have a female over of our good friends at Portsmouth Tarantulas.
Keep it up to the light.
And we have, she's on a bit of a walkabout now.
The leg's hilarious.
There we go. He says, I want to go out on the log if you don't mind. Look at that. I just want to pick this up because we don't want him going across the table, because as we said, they are very, very quick when they want to be. Look at him, how he blends in with that. Isn't that not just fantastic?
Is he on my camera?
No, he thought about it. He thought about it. I don't know where he is.
He came and said hello.
Oh, that's it. I've seen a leg. Isn't that just a wonderful specimen?
So leggy. That's cool.
Absolutely phenomenal. Right then. Well, I think what we've done is we're running out of battery real quick, and I think we've shown some amazing male spiders. And what we've shown today is when we're handling our spiders, we've deliberately got them out and we've got them on the log and we've moved them around. This is no different to how you would move your male into your female's enclosure. And it's so important that they go in there calmly and gently, because we don't want our males upset and we don't want our females upset either, because that's when you start losing males. So we've got to be very, very careful. This boy here, by the way, his name is Pete. This is Pete, and he is an absolute star. Look at that.
Try and get a bit of light on him without causing too much.
You can try. I'd like to get a photograph of him myself. Be careful now. Now you notice how he's laying flat now. He's seen the light coming in, and he's
It's actually just blown him out. So.
Yeah, he's seen the light come in, and that's made him hunker down. He's in I'm hiding mode now. We're going to try and get a photograph here.
So he looks a little. He's very blonde looking, but he's actually.
He is absolutely stunning. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. I think we've had enough photographs. Right then. I hope you enjoyed that little insight into some of our males. This is just a very small selection of males that we have here. And we love them to bits. You must look after them just as much as you do your females. And they will last a long time. They're not as short-lived as possible, as many people say. And also, they will feed. Given the right care, they will feed throughout. So always try and make sure they've got water. Make sure you give them some nice small meals. Just keeps them ticking over.
Let's see you get him in case the battery runs out.
No, I wasn't going to do that.
Well, we're going to.
Oh, great. Right, I just wanted to get a couple of photographs.
Can't be gentle, love your spider. Let's watch him get it in.
Right, hold on a minute. Let me get another photograph. Okay. Got such a good photographic opportunity, and camera lady's rushing me to try and see how this all goes wrong. Right then. Well. Okay.
In a boxing.
He's on the move again. Right. I know what you're after. She's after a runner. Alright, so we're just going to give him a little gentle touch. That's a good boy. Walk him in like a puppy. There we go.
Well, this isn't being able to help people when they're doo-doo runners.
There you go. Look at that. He's back in his box. He's back home. Another successful spider wrangling in the beastie room. And hopefully you've all gained a few tips and bits and pieces of how you too can deal with your spiders in such a nice, calm, gentle manner. Right then. I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I'll see you all soon, guys.